Welcome back to the Forward YouTube channel. Today, we're gonna run through 10 set tips to the top 10 tippy top tips to trick yourself. This is 10 set terms that you ought to know if you're gonna be on a video set. They were honestly really mysterious to us as we transitioned from shooting weddings, where you don't really need to know these terms. Maybe this will be helpful for those of you who are doing that. Number 1, bags. You've probably seen a sandbag before. Put a sandbag on anything you don't want knocked over. That might be a tripod. That might be a stand. That might be a person who's very frail. Next term, sticks. Sticks are a tripod. Some of these are really self-explanatory. Term number 3, this one's really out there. Stinger. You'll hear it, I guarantee you'll hear it. Stinger, extension cord, that's all it is. Number 4 is not so much a set term, but we were very confused because we kept seeing it pop up. The term is FRESNEL. A FRESNEL is a modifier. They are a lens for your light. They have a zoom on them, so you can expand the light source, you can focus the light source. You may hear the term put up a piece of solid. We've for years called it neg, like negative. We called it duvetine because that's like the very correct name for one specific type of negative fill. Solid is just like black fabric that will block light or remove light. Next, this is a big one. You've probably seen them. A C-stand. You will use them a ton. Apparently it's called a sentry stand because it could be used in over 100 ways. That seems crazy, but if you know what the actual source is, if that is fake, you can let us know. Otherwise, we're gonna run with it. We're gonna start spreading that because that is a crazy fact. I don't know that I could think of 100. Building on C-stand, you might hear someone call for a knuckle and an arm. They're not talking about your body. A knuckle is this little fixture on the top. Well, it's got a little mount. It can go on a C-stand. You can attach a knuckle to a C-stand, attach an arm to a knuckle, and then attach another knuckle to that arm and build some crazy contraption to hold a modifier or whatever you need to happen. The next one you'll probably hear least often these days would be gels. For a long time, the industry lights, and probably in Hollywood still are, they're generally daylight balanced, sometimes they're tungsten light balanced, and you have to match that light source to maybe the sun or whatever light quality you need to motivate. And traditionally you do that with gels. So there would be CTO, which is color temperature orange, there'd be CTB, CTM, and CTG for green and magenta. You would be able to layer these gels or use a thicker gel to get your light temperature the same as where you are. Now there are really powerful bicolor and RGB lights, and so needing gels is becoming less common. Next term, sparking and striking. Again, I think this is probably rooted in the history of lights needing to draw a lot of power and being really, really bright right when they turn on. And so you would say sparking when you were turning the light on, and you would say striking when you're turning the light off. Even these aperture lights, if they're sort of bare bulb, can be really bright, especially with talent in the room. If everybody knows that term, sparking and striking, you can know to either look away, avert your gaze. You should probably turn your light away from clients anyways, if you don't want to blast them in the face. We made it to our last term. The term is speeding. It's not a set. We still do this. You will maybe hear the director or the PA or whatever call for a quiet set, at which point it is up to the camera person and the sound to yell out speed when they are in fact recording on each of their respective devices. So the camera's got a red light, you're recording images, you would say speed, as well as the audio person would yell speed, at which point you know you're getting image and audio, at which point your director will probably call action, or whoever's in charge will say it's okay for perhaps the interview to start or something like that. It's just a little double check to make sure everybody's on the same page before you're doing the really important work you've been building up to. So say speed to let everybody know that you're doing it. Anyways, there's 10 tricky set terms. There is 10 set terms to help you as you sort of enter into the video world and try to get more comfortable on set. There are many more to learn, many more that we're still learning about proper ways to communicate on set for both the most efficiency and the most safety, and to everyone's benefit. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you at the next one.